You want to know how I made this fluffy, yummy, soft cake? Come, let me show you. So in a clean big bowl, we are going to add our butter. That's 250 grams of butter into 4 places. That's 1 kilogram of butter. We're making a large quantity of cake today. So now we are going to cut and carefully add our butter to our bowl as you see me do in the video. I added 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 kilograms of butter. And now we are going to whisk that. We're going to beat some air into the butter. This process, every single process in the cake that involves whisking something, is to ensure the cake comes out fluffy. Now here, our butter is all whipped up. You have to make sure to not keep this process, and you have to make sure you're whipping in one direction. The next thing we are going to be going in with is our sugar. Now we are going to mix that carefully, and we are mixing in the same direction as I said earlier. You are mixing in the same direction to avoid lumps. This Nigerian cake recipe requires you to mix in one direction. Whipping the butter is one of my hardest, is one part in making cake that I detest a lot. And while you are mixing it, you're going to notice that a lot of the butter is going to be flying everywhere. So from time to time, you have to use a spoon and scrape the butter back into the middle of the bowl like you see me do in the video. And we're going to keep on whisking. We're going to whisk the butter till it's light and fluffy, until all our granulated sugar has absolutely dissolved. Yes, mixing is a hassle. You have to be very patient. If you're not patient to whisk, don't make cake. If you're not patient to mix, don't just make cake. So now at this point, I was going in with my flavor. I used the whole bottle. That's Foster Clark flavor. If you want a very distinct and rich vanilla flavor in your cake, use Foster Clark. I'm doing free ad for Foster Clark people. Yeah, make sure you scrape and whisk every single inch of your bowl. This is one of the reasons why using a metal bowl is recommended. Now in another clean bowl, we are going to sieve our flour and other dry ingredients. That's 1 kilogram of flour. We are going to sieve it carefully to make sure we don't eat nonsense. This flour came from the bottom of the bag of flour, so there were a lot of debris in it. So we had to sieve it to get rid of all the dirty. Now look at it. Yeah. The next thing we are going to go in with is our baking powder. About 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Then cinnamon. We're going to go in with about 2 teaspoons of cinnamon also, and we're going to mix that carefully. We're going to mix it so some batch of cinnamon does not hide in one part of flour and you are munching into your cake and you just munch into cinnamon. You don't want that. So now I went into the dry ingredients with some powdered preservative. I'm also going to add liquid preservative. It's just 2-factor authentication. Now in another bowl, we're going to crack our eggs. You see this thing I'm doing here where I crack the eggs in a plate first before I turn it to the bowl. So I cracked it here and a shell followed the egg. So I was able to take out the shell. You have to do this process. This process is very tedious, but to get your cake perfectly, you have to do this, because you don't know what you buy in the market nowadays. You may buy bad egg. You ask them, is the egg fresh? They will always tell you yes. But you have to make sure yourself that you don't add any bad egg to your cake and that you don't spoil your whole egg with one bad egg. So now we are going to whisk the egg. We're going to whisk it till we are seeing foam like this on top. We're going to whisk it till we are seeing foam like that on top of the egg. And now we are going back to our butter mixture. And we're going to carefully add our eggs. At this point, I reduce the speed of my hand mixer. When you're adding your egg, you reduce the speed that you're mixing with. If you're mixing with your hand, just reduce the speed you're using to mix. And then I'm carefully adding my dry ingredients. I'm going to add that in batches. I'm not just going to add it at once and overwhelm my mixture. Carefully. Making cake is a labor of love. Take your time and do it. If you don't have time, don't make cake. Pay a baker to make the cake for you. Thank you. Now we're going to carefully mix it. And at this point, my mixture was looking thick. But don't be scared. If you're having a mixture like this that's getting thick, don't be scared. What you're going to do is you're just going to break some more eggs and you're going to add it in carefully. And you're going to mix it like I did here. And finally, the last thing we're going to be adding is our dark rum. That's preservative. Yes, it's alcohol. Alcohol is used as a preservative in cakes. And this cake now, with or without the fridge, is going to last for as long as I want it to last. We're going to mix it one last time and make sure everything is properly folded in. I just went in with my spatula to make sure, I just felt like doing it. I wanted to feel my butter. Now look how luscious my butter looks. Now that's my dry, clean pan. We don't want any water content in our cake. That's no water. So even if you wash your pan, make sure you dry it in your oven. We're going to add butter and flour. 2-factor authentication. Very important to make sure our cake don't stick. Now we're going to carefully scoop the cake batter into the pan. And I didn't say this before we started the video, but when you want to start creaming your butter for your cake, just turn on your oven. You have to make sure your oven is preheated. Now this is the final step before you add the cake into the oven. You just dab it on its surface to get rid of air bubbles. You don't want to be eating cake and you just go into the middle of the cake and you see this large air bubble. No. So we added that into the oven. And the remaining cake mixture, I didn't want it to be the same color all through, so I added browning. Browning doesn't necessarily change the taste, it just changes the color, browning, to a brownish kind of color. So I added my browning and I mixed it, and yeah, that was that. This cake turned out really yummy, you guys. And if you've watched to this point, please like my video, subscribe, share, comment, just engage with this post, please. God bless you. This was the second batch of cake that I was baking, because I baked a lot of batches and I also baked smaller cakes because my butter was a lot. Now look at this luscious, yummy, fluffy cake. I really wish I could share this with you, but since I can't share it with you, I've already shared the recipe. Thanks for watching. Bye.